up? Welcome to the CUL Report Podcast, episode 14. That's the CUL, Contemporary Urban Luxury. And this is your weekly report on industry topics for the luxury leisure enthusiast here on the Oxford Cafe Network. I am your host, Mr. Ike, Creative Director at Oxford Cafe Detroit, luxury leisure design studio and concept cafe. So let's jump right in it. First things first, if you haven't yet, take a moment to like and follow the podcast, as well as Oxford Cafe Detroit and Oxford Cafe Group on all platforms. When you get a chance, check out our latest drops and collaborations from our design studio. That's over at oxfordcafedetroit.com. And take advantage of our current welcome offer. That's 15% off of your entire order with the promo code WELCOME15. So enough of the small talk. We'll jump right into it with this week's report with some local highlights. And first up on the board, talking about local highlights, the neighborhood grocery store. The neighborhood grocery store is open. If you guys have been following the podcast, we've been mentioning a few times. Raphael Wright, the owner and operator of the neighborhood grocery store, and that campaign was a neighborhood funded, community funded campaign. Those doors are open. The address over there is 500 Manistee, over in the Jefferson Chalmers neighborhood of Detroit. Make sure you guys check that out, support, follow that campaign. If you didn't get a chance to hear our interview, we had a chance to sit down with Raphael Wright and did a 10 random questions. Had a chance to talk on various points regarding the grocery store, the development process, him gardening. So make sure you jump over to Oxford Cafe Network over on YouTube. Make sure you catch that video and then jump over to Oxford Cafe Group on Instagram to get a little bit more on that. But we had a chance to sit down with Ralph and talk a little bit. And it was really cool to see the process and to see it all the way through to fruition. So it's exciting to see and kind of get a sneak peek behind the scenes of that process. So yeah, that's the neighborhood grocery store. You can catch them on Instagram, Neighborhood Grocery. Make sure you guys go swing by there and check that out. They got a lot of local brands, black-owned brands, locally crafted and locally grown produce. So yeah, make sure you guys pop into there, pick up something new, check out something different, and let me know what you think about it. And then next up on the board, we go kind of jump into some fashion news. Shaquille O'Neal being named President of Basketball at Reebok, and Allen Iverson being named his vice president. I think this is really cool because if you follow, basketball and the sneaker trends at all, Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson are two of the most well-known, if not the two most well-known to wear the Reebok brand when it comes to basketball and signature shoes. In 1992 is when Shaquille O'Neal signed the first signature sneaker deal with Reebok. And that shoe was called the Shaq Attack. So it's nice to see it come full circle. And Allen Iverson had the brand on fire, starting with the questions and then leading on to the answers and all the the shoes that lead up after that. But it's really cool to see Reebok maintain the relationship and partnership and are open-minded enough to put them in position to make decisions on behalf of the brand for the basketball, to represent the basketball category of the brand. So that was pretty cool. So what we got next up on the board is just sticking with fashion, a little bit more on the luxury side. If you've been keeping up with the stock market or companies' earning reports, the luxury market took like $250 billion loss. It's being reported that the higher end luxury brands are just now starting to feel the pressures of the inflation and the economy pressures of the rate increases, inflation on goods, and a lot of people are pulling their money out of the stock market and putting them in safer places like savings accounts. You can get 5% return on your savings accounts these days. So a lot of people are pulling their money out and put them in savings accounts and treasury bonds. But I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take that as advice from me. But people are just trying to find some safer places to put their money while things are recorrecting or being figured out. But that's just some interesting news that I thought should be shared, is that these big brands are starting to feel the pressures. So they're about to start doing a lot of layoffs and restructuring the way that they operate. So that's some food for thought when talking about bigger business or higher end luxury brands. It's going to be interesting to see how whether they maneuver. Are we going to be seeing a lot of mergers or acquisitions? A lot more collaborations? What level of collaborations? From higher end to streetwear designers. Streetwear designers that are crossing into different product collaborations. So it's going to be interesting following this to see how it plays out. Just stay tuned over to Oxford Cafe Group over on Instagram. We'll be dropping stories and keeping you guys updated on that. And then kind of to piggyback on that as our last little touching point, Bitcoin has been on a crazy move. Like I said before, people want to put their money in more safe places. But it seems like crypto is picking up some steam. So it's going to be interesting to see if it's going to be another wave of those crypto millionaires, those Dogecoin billionaires. We're going to be keeping an eye on that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this crypto thing plays out. If there's going to be a new wave, or is this just another setup for another crash? But that's it. I'm not going to hold you guys too long. Depending on when you hear this is a happy Halloween. This is episode 14. This could be Halloween weekend. So if this is the weekend for you guys, do it responsibly. Enjoy. Hit us up. Let us know if there's some places down in the city or what events. If you have something going on, or if you have some recommendations for this Halloween weekend. I believe Halloween falls in the middle of next week. So whichever day you celebrate, whether it's this weekend, whether it's next week, do it responsibly. But make sure you guys keep us in the loop if there's something cool or something interesting that we should be checking out. So that's a wrap. That's a wrap for this week's CUL Report. Be sure to like, follow, join, and subscribe with us on all platforms. That's Oxford Cafe Detroit for the latest luxury leisure goods and accessories. Oxford Cafe Group for exclusive luxury leisure events and content. I am your host, Mr. Ike. Tap in with us again next week. And in the meantime, stay creative, stress less, drink more champagne. Blessings in life. Cheers.